Okay, trying to pay back the YouTube community for all the help it's given me over the years. This is my Rocket Espresso machine, the Giotto model. It's a piece of art on my counter. I love it. That's how I justified the crazy expense. It also makes stellar coffee. Look elsewhere to see all the rave reviews about that. But it's not without maintenance. I mean, I like to fix stuff. I'm good at it, and I came across a couple issues that I was able to fix. I wanted to share it. So, first of all, I find that this handle, this is basically your on-off switch, gets pretty sticky, and it'll get kind of clunky and gunky. So I end up having to remove this, take it apart, clean it with like a Scotch-Brite pad, and then put it all back together. And I don't have a permanent solution for that. I have to do that cleaning every, I'd say, 3 or 4 months. I don't have a permanent solution, and basically there's little coffee grounds that work its way in and just make it difficult to turn. So maybe someone else has a permanent solution. I don't. The other issue is that these valves, this is a hot water valve, this is the steamer wand valve, both of them have failed. They still work, but the failure point, interestingly, is at the very end of the plunger, and I'm actually showing you the fix I have in place right now. But the design is kind of interesting. So you have a brass plunger, normally with a lip on the end, and this circlip clips on, and it holds everything in place so that when you back out the knob, it pulls on the plunger and the valve opens, and voila, you have steam. My machine is off, so it's obviously not steaming. So, I shouldn't have done that with my, I'll have to fix that in a second. So, the challenge is that this brass is very soft, and over time, it wears out. And basically what'll happen is that you'll go to turn your valve and it'll just not do anything. And more than likely what's happened is this little end of the brass rod has gotten so thin it's basically just popped off. So when that happens, your circlip also pops off, and then there's nothing, oh, I didn't have the camera right, the circlip pops off, and then there's nothing holding this mechanism together. So I tried to price a replacement out, and it wasn't cheap. You can't just buy the rod, I don't think. I think you gotta buy the whole kind of mechanism. And it was kind of pricey. So I thought about an alternative in that I could just finagle at home, and it seems to be working. So I took this all apart, very carefully put this in my vise, filed a flat spot, and then I drilled a hole with a small drill bit, all by hand, through the brass plunger rod there, and you can see. And then I just stuck a little piece of clothes hanger that I clipped through the hole, and that seems to be enough to allow the mechanism to work. So as I open up my valve, now the plunger is being extended as designed. And of course you have to cut that piece short enough so that it works and you can put the cap back on. So I tested it, it works well. I think it'll hold up for a while. I think it'll actually hold up better than the original design. Only time will tell. Hope that helps.